A very good afternoon and welcome to the home of football. The Golden Palace will hopefully be roaring again as Wolverhampton Wanderers take on Manchester United this afternoon. Wolves still hoping for their first goal of the new Premier League season and their first points of the new Premier League season. But two men who could never be described as pointless, the Hall of Famer Andy Thompson and the future Hall of Famer Chris Iwelumo, are alongside myself, Mikey Burrows, again here for you on Wolves TV Matchday Live Extra as we look forward to this big game where hopefully everything that's been worked on in the last couple of weeks will come to fruition. Tomo, we saw last week and on Tuesday what is evolving in terms of Bruno ball. Hopefully it continues today.
Yeah, you're hoping so, aren't you? So, look, been impressed how we've played in the games that we've gone with. So, like Leicester, Tottenham and the Forest. It's just unfortunate that we haven't scored any goals in the league. And so I'm hoping that we can do that today. Because, like I said, they played well at Forest. And say, even though both teams made some big changes, it was nice to see some people coming back for Dents, again on the score sheet as well. So, this is going to be a massive test for them today. And if they can get anywhere near the levels that they played in those first few games, it's going to be a good game.
Why is it such a test, Chris Iwelumo? And what do Wolves need to do differently to turn those 70 shots that they've had in the last couple of games into regular goals?
Well, just be clinical, isn't it? You look at the 70 shots, there were some big chances in those as well. I have to say, if we were sat here in the Premier League on 6 points, there would be no arguments for the performance, but it's a result business. I have to agree with Tomo. I think today it's just about, like you say, trying to get to those levels, anywhere near those levels, performance-wise is good enough. If you create the chances that's been created over the last 3 matches, including the Forest match, then you hope it falls to the right player. And no disrespect, like Traore should be on 3-4 goals this campaign already, but he's created those with his attributes. He's got into those positions with his physicality as well. The pass against Tottenham where he's one-on-one, he had too much time to think about it. So we just have to make sure that we create those chances for one. That's what we all want to see, that brand of football that's exciting, that we're seeing a lot of the ball, we're effective with it, but we're creating with it. But you also want to be making sure that you're seeing lots of goals as well. As again, what we've seen against Tottenham, we outclassed them. From the first minute, we started better, we used the ball better, put them on the back foot. They got the goal against the run of play, a penalty that should never have been, in my opinion, but we reacted from it as well. It never got us out of our stride. So it's so important that today, where I don't think we will see as much of the ball as that when we do have it, we're effective. We've shown that we've got the quality that we can play through the thirds. We've shown that we've got the quality that we can create in that attacking third. Let's show we've got the quality that we can score in that attacking third as well from that magical play.
There's an element as well, Tomo, where there is just a bit of a feel-good factor. Even though we haven't got a point, we haven't got a goal in the Premier League, you could sense something, and we could sense it at the City Ground on Tuesday, that the fans, in a way, are enjoying what we're seeing. And if we're enjoying things, then hopefully those goals and points will follow.
Well, so look, it's a rarity when you come to watch your team and they lose, and there's no booing, there's still singing for the team, and that you know that you're doing something right. You know that you're playing some kind of football that the crowds enjoyed, and everybody I speak to said about the Tottenham game, about how well we played and the way that we played, just by the high press, the passing. Say, like, the only thing that was missing, as we know, was the goals. So look, we're coming into this game today, and we know what we've got to do to change the games, and that's to be more clinical. Now, I just think about the big teams, what you're going to come up against. You've got to take your opportunities. You can't afford to keep missing. And today is going to be one of those days.
Well, Manchester United, of course, are a big team. There are few bigger. Gemma Frith has been down at Pitchside here at Molineux to give us a flavour of the context of the contest this afternoon.
Yes, I am at Pitchside at Molineux for our second home game of the new season. It's Wolves v Manchester United. Now, of the few games that we've been able to play in front of fans over the past year, fans have seen United at Molineux twice in the past 3 months. Although the result may not have gone our way at the end of last season, today it could be a very different story. Now, United are of course a very tough opponent who have had a great start to the campaign, but with our first win of the season under our belt, those 4 goals against Nottingham Forest could be just what we need to get our first points in the Premier League this season.
So, big game today. Wolves against Manchester United, 2 of the most famous names in the game. Wolves came up against another very famous name of the past, more so on Tuesday night. Second round of the League Cup. Here's how they got on. This time gets it neatly into the feet of Aït-Nouri, and Aït-Nouri will drive up towards the corner of the penalty area and trying to go around the outside of back, and he will do so, and he fizzed a low cross in, and it comes out. It's Molineux who strikes it, and it's a really good save by Hwang. Here's Podence, right inside of the box. Daniel Podence to strike, back off the inside of the post, and it just will not go in.
Oh dear.
And here comes Richardson. He's quick, the left back, and he finds Konate. Konate delivering a right footed cross to the far post, and it's headed across goal, thankfully, by the arriving Oliver Hammond. Forest's best attack of the game so far. Being shown infield again, Moutinho again chooses not to shoot, finds Podence who strikes it over the top of the crossbar from right on the edge of the penalty area. Again, 5 to aim for. Plays it short to Moutinho, pulled back to Hoover, one touch, delivers his cross, Fabio Silva missed it, and this time it's in! Squeeze home! Romain Saiss is taking the acclaim, and finally the wait is over. Wolverhampton Wanderers have a goal for the new season. Fabio Silva has robbed Harbottle, driving forwards, pulling the ball low. Daniel Podence with one touch. Daniel Podence scores, and you wait all that time for a goal, and 2 come along in quick succession. Daniel Podence with the cool, calm and assured finish. It's Nottingham Forest 0, Wolves 2. Pulling it back here for João Moutinho. Moutinho lining one up, then tried a clever little ball to Fabio Silva, who struck it on the turn. That's a great effort. And it's an equally good save. And it's Aït-Nouri's corner, left-footed from the right-hand side. Bodies coming forwards. Oh, big save again. But here comes Hoover's in an advanced role. Gibbs White to Fabio Silva, onto Trincao. Francisco Trincao opens his Wolves account with a lovely side-footed finish into the bottom corner, and he wraps up a Wolves victory with their 3rd goal that takes them into round 3 of the League Cup. Now a loose pass to Dendoncker, finds Gibbs White, up to the edge of the penalty area. Gibbs White striking, finding the bottom corner, rasping right foot finish. It's the icing on the cake of another impressive attacking performance, and finally the goals are coming. So really impressive performance from Bruno's boys on Tuesday night. The goals finally arrived. Tomo, what did we learn from the outing at the City Ground?
That we could score at last. So that was the biggest thing. But yeah, but look, I thought there were some good finishes the other night. Gibbs White's finish was very good. Podence's finish was very good. And again, I'm hoping that it's given them confidence to go into today's game, that they can actually put the ball in the net, because they've done everything right apart from scoring those first 2 games against Leicester and Tottenham. So you're hoping that that's give the whole team, not just the people who scored, but the whole team confidence to actually put the ball in the net, because we're going to need to do that for the rest of the season. Okay, we haven't got any points yet in this season, but what we've seen is that we're playing really well, attractive football, but we've got to score.
what it shows you, Mikey, is the quality and depth there. You know, the competition for places. You know, I think we were all kind of blown away with the performance level of last week and the energy levels we got to, the quality that we've seen. That carried on, but like Tomo said, with goals on the end of it, and there's a few changes, players coming in that's saying, you know what, I want to start. And all that does is it brings the levels right up in training sessions. It must be a joy for Bruno Lage to actually look at them and see the levels that they're getting to. But like we keep going back to it, it's a result business. You know, we're all delighted, and the fans are loud and they're entertained, but they want to see their team win as well. So it's important that, yeah, we know we've got the quality, we know we can get the ball down and play, but we have to create, we have to be clinical. And that's the same message today. I would not care if it was the ugliest game of football I've ever seen in my life, but we get the 3 points.
I said that somebody when I was coming up today, because I looked and said, we played really well. I went, yeah, I'd rather us play ugly football and win.
Yeah.
So, because that's, okay, it's always nice to play attractive football, and we have done that. But you want to get those wins, and it's only going to be so long where people start to panic a little bit. I don't think anybody is at the club, but I think as Loom's just touching on there, I've just looked at our bench today, and it's great to see that we're starting to get that quality back.
Yeah.
And we said about healthy competition for places as well.
Well, you mentioned that. Let's look at the team news for today then. Bruno has named an unchanged starting 11 from last Sunday's defeat to Spurs. It means Jose Sarr continues in goal. Marçal and Semedo, the wing-backs. Kilman, Cody and Saiz, with Neves and Moutinho reunited in midfield. Trincao, Jimenez and Traore up top. But you might be able to see amongst the substitutes, Daniel Podence is back and Willy Bolly is back. There is still the youngster in Luke Cundle making up the numbers you suggest for the time being. But Chris Iwelumo, suddenly you look at that bench and there is real options there. There are real top-level players there that could come in and alternate with those who are starting.
No, you're spot on. I think when you look at the bench, you want to think, how can it affect the match? Whatever scenario the match is thrown at you, do you need that creative player to come on, that energy? You know, and you've got it there. You know, Morgan Gibbs-White, you've got Dendoncker that can come on, you've got the players that can come on. If you're thinking, you know what, we've got that goal, we need to shut up shop. We want to try and close it. We don't want to concede. And like you say, you've got the likes of Willy Bolly back on the bench, who you know has that experience as well. So yeah, the quality is definitely there. But again, it's difficult. It's difficult for a manager when you do look at the bench and you're thinking, right, I don't think age comes into it. I think if you're good enough, you're old enough. And I think Bruno Lage has been impressed with the likes of what Silver's brought to the table. He's come back a different player, in my opinion, his physicality. You know, Morgan Gibbs-White, I feel, has probably been the player of pre-season who really thought, you know what, there's an opportunity for me here, and I'm going to take it. And I think he's done everything right. Probably disappointed that he's not started. By the way, Morgan Gibbs-White, I think he's done enough to say, you know what, Gaffer, I'm ready. You can trust me to go in. And I think that must be a better position for Bruno to be in when he looks at the bench and says, I've got players that can go on and make a positive impact.
One of those that we should talk about, and we've spoken a little bit in recent weeks, and certainly on our post-match reviews that are exclusive to Wolves Radio. You can listen for free, by the way. Just head to the Wolves app or wolves.co.uk and click on the radio icon. Is Tomo João Moutinho, and I put this out on Twitter earlier that he is going through a renaissance somewhat, and it's interesting because I think there are a batch of fans that see him as the GOAT, the greatest of all time, and nothing's dipped, and there will be others who have questioned what he has produced, probably since the pandemic, really. And yet you could argue that the last couple of games has been his best spell since the pandemic hit, if not his best spell in a Wolves shirt. He looks a different player to me.
You can just look at that and say, look, people do question, can he play in there with Neves? And he's proven in the games that we've seen so far that he can. Again, he's still been able to get those levels up. He's still running around the pitch as energetic as ever. And Salah can, look, you can understand why people question him because of his age and also as well the work that he gets through. Can he maintain that throughout the season? And at the moment, he's done really well. But look, I don't expect him to play absolutely every game. But what he wants to do, you can still see his energy levels, He's enthusiastic about the way that he plays. He wants the ball. He creates things still. And even Neves, to be fair to them, so as I say, that question was hanging over them. They performed really well in the first 3 games I've seen. Okay, Neves didn't play the other day, but I think that they've done really well.
I think off the back of that, the position where he's playing in a more advanced area, I don't think he'll be involved in as many matches because of the energy levels that he's bringing. But if you can play and see a patch and execute a pass in those defensive areas, you want those kind of players. And you know what? The little flicks, he's getting into the box. I don't mind that at all. If you've got someone, it's football intelligence. He knows when to go.
Yeah.
He can see a pass. And there's also the players around him can say, right, okay, we might need a little bit of protection because he's went forward. It was something that was very evident through all those pre-season matches, Mikey, as well, that he was trying to be the catalyst for that high press. He was the one that was going, and everyone was going with him, and that's like you say, that's what his experience brings. But if he's getting on the balls in that attacking third or the midfield third, that attacking third, then he can see that pass. As we've seen the little ones, the little thread through the eye of a needle, you know, we've got the players that are making those runs as well. So I just feel that responsibility isn't just always on Neves to be coming into the box and arriving at the right time. He's taken it upon himself, which I think is down to the manager saying, I still think you can bring that to that attack and play. Don't just sit and protect the back three. Go and get forward when you can, when you know that we're in good possession of the ball. And like you say, he arrives at the box at the right time, and hopefully he'll bring some more goals as well.
Well, he is a top quality player, Moutinho, and he has been for many, many years. But this is a football club that likes top quality footballers. It likes to bring in top quality footballers. It likes to have players that will get you on the edge of your seat and will get you excited again for what football could be inside this stadium. And there, ladies and gentlemen, is the first images of the newest man to pull on that famous old gold shirt. Hwang is going to arrive here as a Wolverhampton Wanderers player. He is taking the applause around this stadium. We dream of the goals and the opportunities that he will provide and create in that old gold shirt this season. And no doubt he will enjoy playing here as well. And we've talked about the need to reinforce. We've talked about the need to back Bruno for this coming campaign. And there you go, Tomo. There's a man coming in right now.
Yeah, so look, say you can see up his nerves coming out to that pitch, actually, with the crowd, because there's quite a lot of people in here at the moment. But that's what he can enjoy. He can enjoy that. If he gives them all the entertainment that he can and slips into this side that Bruno's got, then it'd be great. So look, we've said that we've got to build numbers. I still expect that we're going to get a couple more, I would think, to come in, because we still do need strengthening in a few areas. But look, so look, we're all about getting the quality players here to make, hopefully, to perform for us.
Well, he's 25 years old, Looms. He's got pedigree. He's played alongside the likes of Erling Haaland before in his career. It's a new challenge to come to the Premier League, certainly, but it's fascinating to see how he will adapt to playing here, and I'm sure the fans are going to want to see him in that gold shirt for real on that pitch soon enough.
Yeah, you know what, it's exciting, but it's bringing the right players in as well. You know, I think where the abundance of quality that we've got in those areas, he just adds to that, doesn't he? He makes us a better squad, and that's what you've got to be bringing in. It's not just bringing in players to make up the numbers, which serves a purpose sometimes, but bring in players that's going to improve, that's going to bring the levels up in training, that's going to create for others and bring goals as well. So I'm excited to see this one, Mikey.
Well, of course, he won't be involved today. Manchester United have got a couple of new boys starting for the first time, Jadon Sancho and Rafael Varane. Of course, there's no Cristiano Ronaldo just yet, but he wouldn't have wanted to go up against his Portuguese teammates anyway, so wisely hasn't completed that move. But even so, Tomo, Manchester United are right up there in terms of the toughest tests you could face.
Well, there's a lot of pressure on them, isn't there, to perform at the highest level. There's no second for the Man United, is it? They've got to be trying to get that number one position. They spent some money in the summer, over £100 million to come in, players, and it just shows you what they can do. And as I mentioned before, You look at their bench, you look at some of the players that are still missing. You think about the signing that they've just signed as well, and they mean business this year. I think that they're going to be there or thereabouts this year. But again, it's a good challenge for us. It's a good challenge to come up against the top teams in the world where you want to play. And if you're going to get results and you're going to perform, that's what you've got to do. You've got to play and perform and get the right results.
Very quickly, Looms, you've got 40 seconds. Where do you see the battle lines today?
I'll tell you what, this is. You look at the battles again. You want the likes of Neves, Moutinho to be as effective as they were last week using the ball. I think Traore is unplayable on his day. If he can be as creative as he was and get into those attacking areas, score goals himself, but create for others. Jimenez is making the runs. Give him the service, and he will score today. It's going to be a tight one for me, though.
Okay, prediction time. Go for it, Tomo.
My usual 2-1. Look, I'm hoping that we can just nick it. I'm hoping.
Go on, Looms.
I'm saying 2-2 today.
2-2. Okay, flat out 2-2. We will see. At least it means goals. At least it means a point. Whatever happens, make sure you switch over to Wolves Radio right now via wolves.co.uk and the Wolves app to see our full commentary. Hopefully it's going to be a good one. And to get you in the mood, here's 5 of the best of Wolves against Manchester United.
Dugan winning it in the air. Sadler there for United, and it's still not clear. That was Edwards and Dunn together, and McCallioga seized on the ball. Pulled it right across for Hibbett. Dugan's head.